Greetings, R. Frederick Riddle here, and welcome back to Becoming a Published Author is Fun. This is episode 26 and 2. Now, it's been a while since I've last done one of these, so I may be repeating myself a little bit, but I I told you I was back, and I was, but I also got very deeply involved in part of the renewal that we were talking about at the time. I've been not only a renewal of this podcast, but also of every of other aspects of my life. As I didn't make a New Year's resolution so much as I made New Year's goals, plans. And so we're going to get into a little bit about what you need to do. We're in the month of February now, and so things are starting to come together for me, excuse me. And so I'm seeing it a little bit more clearly. And I can honestly say that last year was, in my estimation, the best year ever. Now, does that mean I made the most sales ever? No, it does not. Um, what it means is that overall, the picture, the financial picture, the time, the effort, the quality, all of these things have really been advancing. And so, and then early this year, the whole month of January, really, I spent refining or defining myself better. And so I'm really confident of this year. So take a look at this. This I call this part two, the reason I just mentioned. So let's look back. One of the things you need to do if you're renewing yourself, if you are beginning a new year, which you are basically, whether or not you have a plan, whether or not you've made any efforts whatsoever, you need to. And if you've made some plans, it might be a good idea to review them to make sure you understand them, or maybe you need to tweak them a little bit. I've been doing a lot of tweaking, but here you look at it, you look back and you identify those areas you succeeded well, and identify those areas that you didn't succeed so well. And then you decide what you're going to do. That's this part right here, the decide part. You decide what you are going to do here in 2026 to continue those things that you did well and to change things. Now, for instance, if identified myself, one of the things I did last year was I actually last year I identified a problem that I had of getting my name out there, getting people to know me. And so I made a decision. I started scheduling posts. And you can do this on Facebook and Instagram. They're both owned by me, Meta, M-E-T-A. And you can do it from either one. I do it from Facebook. You go into their, excuse me, their, man, so it's cool. They have their Meta publishing part there. I'm trying to think of what it's actually called. Where you go in, um, the way they access this is first of all, you go to your business page, and then on your business page, once it's up, click on your profile picture, and this will bring up your um, pages. And you scroll all the way down, and you'll find on there their business. I think it's called Meta Business, and you'll find that, and you'll click on that, and then you go into. It'll bring up a new series of pages, and you'll want what's called Planner, and you can go in there and you can schedule things in advance. And so I started out scheduling a few days in advance, got it up to a week, and so I did that, and that was actually successful. It increased viewership, uh, um, not as high as I wanted it to be. It was down in single digits, and then it started to move into the double digits area. I had to do it though. I had to do it. And that meant I had to schedule time. Not only I had to schedule time so I could schedule posts. And that's what you need to do. You got to think of it as something that's important to you. And so I also had to identify those areas that I failed in. And so I in those posts, I had to keep analyzing it and trying to increase the. I noticed that because I was repeating a lot of my posts, the quality at first was sort of static. And then I took it and I started on a weekly basis and trying to improve the quality, come out with new posts. And that can be time consuming, and that's still an ongoing thing for me. But that is something I needed to do, needed to decide on, and needed to do. Um, Other areas of my life, I have a life other than writing and publishing. But my personal life, I had to start making changes in that too. So you want to have some balance in your life. But when I came down to this year, I had to do that all over again and look back at 25. And as I looked at that, I identified that some of that was the same. I still wasn't where I wanted to be. And hopefully that will always be the case because as I get better, my goals should rise. And so you want to have your goals start something like this. We'll call this your baseline. And then you go here and you have a goal. Or when you get to that goal, that's your new baseline. And then you want to have another goal and a new baseline. And so you keep going up baseline by baseline and you're improving whatever it is you're working on, you're improving it. In my case of the scheduling, I am trying to still working on that, getting it to where I can expand it and multiply it. Also, I want not only want to do it on Facebook and Instagram, I'm looking to do it on YouTube as well. I haven't started that yet. I am on YouTube, but I don't really have a scheduled presence on YouTube, and that's something that I've been looking into, and I'm getting ready to start it. And again, I'll start out with my first baseline, my goal, and then I'll try to do more and more and more as I learn. YouTube is a little bit different than Facebook, so that it requires different skills. And so I'm teaching myself. Yes, I am teaching myself. And you should be always trying to grow in your skills, either teaching yourself or let somebody else teach you, however you do it, but you want to grow in your own personal skill set. I identify my problem, I decide what I want to do, and then I do it. Simple three-part formula. I am looking forward to the remainder of this year. I have a plan, and I'm developing a plan. Based on my identifying up here, I've created a plan, and I'm still working on that plan. And in December of this year, I'll be working on a new plan. And so, and the plan that I have now will be old and have advanced, but it still needs to be worked on for the next year. Every year, you need to do this to have a plan to go forward. And so you get better at whatever skill. You might change. I'm not saying it's always going to be scheduling for me. I'll get that to a point where I'm happy and I'll shift to another area that needs work. And it might be multiple factors, not just one. You make a plan, you decide what to do, and then you do it. It's a simple plan for folks, but it does require time, it does require energy. You have to make the decision along the way what is important to you. You have to set priorities. And that is one of the things that I'm doing right now. I am reevaluating my priorities because as my business grows, my time is going to be more and more devoted to the business. I have clients. Last year is when I primarily got my clients. My first two, I'm looking forward to getting more and more and more. And I got to take care of the ones I got though. And that requires me to constantly evaluate what I am doing for them. And that means I may have to give up something I'm doing for myself. Now, there's going to be times in which when you examine yourself, you're going to be surprised the amount of time that's wasted. And so you can clean that up. And that becomes time that's available for you to do what you need to do. So it's really a ongoing process. Don't make it something more difficult than it actually is. It's very simple. I think I put it down as identify, decide, and do those three things. And then once you identify them, you create a plan. And then basically it's the same thing. So you are identifying a need, you're creating a plan, you're deciding to do it, and then you do it. Simple as that. Well, I hope this has been helpful to you, and I hope you have a great day and a great year. I'll see you in the next episode.